Imagine being a parent, watching your baby lay motionless every single day, knowing there's nothing you can do. Doctors say there's no hope, no cure. But then one night, a single moment changes everything. A tiny movement, a miracle, and the one responsible, not a doctor, not a medicine, but a little puppy. What happened next will leave you speechless. Before we dive in, where are you watching from? Comment below, and if you love stories of hope, kindness, and miracles, make sure to subscribe to Timeless Stories, because sometimes the most extraordinary moments happen in the most unexpected ways. Now let's get into this incredible true story. The hospital room was cold and sterile, filled with the rhythmic beeping of machines. Clara sat beside the crib, gently stroking her baby boy's tiny hand. At just 6 months old, baby Eli had never moved. Born with a rare neurological disorder, Eli was completely paralyzed from the neck down. Doctors had told Clara and her husband Ben that their son might never crawl, never walk, never even lift a finger. Tears welled in Clara's eyes as she watched him sleep. She had tried everything: specialists, therapies, prayers, but nothing changed. She had dreamed of seeing him take his first steps, but now she would give anything just to see a single twitch of his fingers. Ben worked long hours to pay for hospital bills, leaving Clara alone most nights. She clung to hope, but in the silence of the hospital, despair felt unbearable. Then Max came into their lives. Max was a golden-furred puppy, a surprise gift from Ben. He hoped a little companion might bring some comfort to Clara. At first, she hesitated. How could she take care of a puppy while caring for Eli? But Max was different. He didn't demand attention. He didn't whimper for play. Instead, he sat quietly beside Eli's crib, watching over him like a silent guardian. Every night, Max curled up next to the crib, his warm body pressed against the wooden frame, as if he knew Eli needed him. No one could have guessed that this tiny pup was about to change everything. It happened on a stormy night. A deafening clap of thunder shook the house, jerking Clara awake. Her heart pounded as she rushed to Eli's crib, and what she saw stopped her cold. Max was standing on his hind legs, his tiny front paws resting gently on Eli's chest. Eli stirred, his face peaceful. Then, it happened. His tiny fingers twitched. Clara's breath caught in her throat. Had she imagined it? She didn't dare blink. Then Max let out a soft whimper and nuzzled Eli's cheek. And right there, under the dim glow of the hospital light, Eli smiled. Tears streamed down Clara's face. This was the first movement she had ever seen from her son. Max had done something no doctor ever could. But how? The next morning, Clara rushed Eli to the hospital, Max trotting faithfully beside her. She told the doctors what had happened, but they didn't believe her. A reflex, they said. A coincidence. Then, it happened again. As Max licked Eli's tiny fingers, his hand twitched. The room went silent. The skeptical doctors watched in shock as Eli's muscles responded for the first time ever. They ran tests. They checked his nerves. After hours of examination, one doctor turned to Clara, his face pale. "His muscles are responding," he whispered. "This isn't supposed to happen." Clara clutched Max tightly. "It's because of him," she whispered. "Max woke something in Eli." What happened next defied medical explanation. At first, Eli's movements were faint, just tiny twitches. But each time Max played with him, the twitches became stronger. Doctors were baffled. Max refused to leave Eli's side. He nuzzled his hands, licked his cheeks, and encouraged him in ways no human ever could. By Eli's first birthday, he could move his arms. By his second, he was sitting up, something doctors swore he'd never do. By his third birthday, Eli took his first steps toward Max. The hospital staff called it a medical anomaly. Clara called it a miracle. And Max? He just wagged his tail, because he had known it all along. Years later, Eli raced across the backyard, his laughter echoing through the air as Max chased him. The boy who was once told he'd never move was now running, jumping, and playing, all because of one little puppy who never gave up on him. Clara still remembered that stormy night when everything changed. It wasn't medicine that healed Eli. It was love. It was companionship. It was the unwavering devotion of a little dog. Sometimes miracles don't come from doctors or science. They come from love, from hope, from an unlikely friend who refuses to give up on you. What do you think? Have you ever witnessed an animal's love change someone's life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Stories for more incredible tales of resilience, hope, and the power of love. Because sometimes the smallest creatures bring the biggest miracles.